Alright guys, we're back on the 64 build. For those that missed out, we've been doing a lot of stuff. This car was in a shed in Spain, and on the last episode we did a new convertible top on it. Now what we're gonna do is make the top work with the push of a button. So we're gonna be installing a new pump, new lines, new cylinders too, and then we can finally move on to mount the interior again so that it looks like a car again. So let's go! So this is what 800 bucks of parts looks like. Again, it's reproduction, so it's good that we have reproduction, but the quality is not there. You can see the difference between the original one is smaller, this one is longer. The original one has a nice nut with a washer on it, and the new ones just have this flat stuff. Doesn't really look solid at all, but it will do the job. I mean, it's better to have repro than to have nothing. This is the pump. We will be installing that one too. These are of course the weather strips that go on the roof rails right there and on the front bow too. So I'm gonna be installing these, but just wanted to show this first before we start. Always make sure you take the right one at the right side and all that. But yeah, it's gonna look fresh though. I barely touched it and look, it's already moving and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. On the front one is even worse. Look at the difference. The original and the reproduction, like how it's even supposed to work. I mean, look how big the holes are. If you not putting a washer there, it's just gonna fall apart again. So yeah, I'm gonna look for some washers. I already did the rear ones and I put some little washers in. I'm gonna do the same on the front, but here in the front we really got big holes. So I'm gonna look for bigger washers. Also, tighten these down while you're at it, because once the weather strip is going in, you won't be able to access those bolts. All right, this will do the trick. Found some that should work. Let's get these in. All right guys, we have the side ones in. I didn't tighten them down yet because I noticed they have a adjustment, probably for the windows once they are closed, that they sit nicely here I mean. So yeah, I didn't tighten them down yet. I will be closing the windows and adjusting them at the end. I wanted to get that one in, the front one, which is going with metal bows, but the problem is that the bolts are in here somewhere, so I have to make cutouts and all that. And I noticed that it's just not working out because we have this one in the way. So yeah, I'm gonna take that one out for the 37th time once again, just so I can work better, so I can just stand here and do what I have to do there. I'm gonna be working against the clock a little. As you can tell, I'm not wearing my work clothes. I basically just got off the office. I'm on a regular job because I don't do this for a living. This is just my hobby. And I wanted to get the car done this weekend. So we're gonna have to do it like on TV and work on like to finish it, you know. Because there's a little car show coming up right down the street here. And I really want to take the car there. I will set up some panels here that I had printed with some history on how I found it in Spain and the YouTube channel and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna push to finish it, to have the interior back in, have a working top, and I'll take the car down the street to that little show to show the neighborhood what I'm working on, you know, because a lot of people don't know what is going on in these garages. So yeah, I'm counting down for tomorrow to see how it's gonna work out. I just hope I don't do a major oil leak here the convertible pump, because you know, we've been there before. We did hydraulics and we had oil all over the place before. We don't want to do that again. So yeah, we'll continue tomorrow. So this is the convertible pump that we're going to be installing on the car. These are actually the ports. There's two of them. One is over here, one is over here. And this would be where you fill it up. You have one wire that goes to ground, and this just plugs up on the wiring that we found in the car already. And it's just basically just pushed in with these rubbers right there. So I read online that they used either transmission oil or brake fluid. So what I'm gonna do, just to be safe, I'm gonna try to flush the cylinders that we have in there, because we don't know what fluid was in there. I'm gonna try to flush them, and then we will be running a transmission fluid. So I'm gonna do that first, and then I'll figure out how I do this to mount it up and see where the holes are in the car and all that. So yeah, let's get started. I want to show you guys what we got going on around here. These will be the lines that goes to the cylinders, these two. And here we have the fittings, and we have these 3 holes, and sometimes reproduction works out. They fall into place nicely. This would go hooked there, the same plug. And here we see that we had the original ground, but we'll see if I use that one or another one that will go right there somewhere. What I'm going to try to do, oh man, there goes the pump. Okay, what I'm going to try to do is put fluid in these fittings right here, and I'm gonna try to move the cylinders up and down to flush whatever is in there. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna unhook it on this bolt right here, so we don't have to be moving the top the whole time. And I hope I can push it in and out, but I'm not sure how hard it will be, because the cylinder is in there. Get some light in there, you can see it. Again, I don't know what shape they are in. I don't know if they will leak. I'm trying to save a few bucks here. I'm gonna put a new pump because I was missing that one, and I cross my fingers that we don't have leaks. If we do have leaks or a broken line, then we're back to stage 1. We gotta order it, wait 2 weeks and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna start by unhooking this, and gonna look for a jar or something to put here, and we'll give it a try, putting some oil in and see what happens. Got the cylinder out, but I was too positive, I think, about it, that I could move these just up and down. No, I can't. It's too hard, because it's a hydraulic cylinder. I mean, let's be real. But on a positive note, that means it's still holding pressure, I guess. We cross fingers, I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna be trying to run the pump then to flush it. I got all these hooks undone, these ones here, that hold the lines, just so I can play with the lines a little more. And luckily they are long enough, so this one will be going there, and this one will be going like on top, like that. I'm gonna clean these fittings now, and then I'm gonna try to put it on the pump. We'll get some oil in, and we'll try to run it, see what happens. What is good is, since I undone the cylinders, they will be moving freely. It won't be opening the top up and down 20,000 times, because I want to remind you guys that we have to get the air out of the system too. We had to bleed it, so we're gonna be opening and closing it a lot of times. So it's better to take it off and just run it like that, and we'll see what happens once we install it back on the top. Okay, so I got it mounted up, mounted the fittings. Pump is full of oil. Connected it, put the ground wire right there somewhere. Yep, there. We're gonna try to run it now, see what happens. But first we're gonna be prepared. So I already prepared the oil, made a little funnel with a little tube so I can put it in the pump. And we're gonna take a lot of rags everywhere just in case oil spills and we mess it up. I'm using ATF because I saw that's what the pump had inside too, because in the factory they try it out. So don't be scared when you pull the plugs out that oil drips out. So yeah, we're gonna use ATF and let's see what happens. Well, we're aborting mission because we got a leaky cylinder. It was a bet and we lost it. That happens. I don't hear it leaking yet on this side, but it will probably be the same. Other than that, the pump was doing good. Got no leaks here. Or do we? No, we don't. So yeah, we're gonna have to order new cylinders or see if we can rebuild them. So yeah, we're done for now. So we took the car to the local show anyway. We didn't have an interior, but it was looking good there and people got to witness what it takes to bring a car back to life. So 3 weeks and almost 400 bucks later, we got fresh new cylinders in, and I went ahead and bought new hoses too, as you can see, made by yours truly as always. So yeah, we're gonna start digging into this, although it's gonna be a little tricky because I have to take apart like the bracket that is holding the roof and everything. So gonna look closely how I'm gonna proceed here. Don't wanna start messing up with the alignment of the roof and all that. So we're gonna mark that and we'll see what happens. That's the bracket right there that I have to take apart. And then there's like 2 bolts on each side that will unbolt and you can take the cylinder out. But I got carried away here. I started marking where all the bolts go. And I got carried away because I took this apart. And while I'm at it, I cleaned up the engine, the motor, the window motor, and put some new grease in it. And I checked the insides and surprisingly, it ain't that bad. There you can see where they put the rivets in. But the original metal wasn't that bad. So I don't get why they went over it and put rivets and basically did shady bodywork. I don't get it because the car was pretty solid actually. So yeah, I'm gonna mount this back up. It has like a cover plate. I can show you on this side. It has that cover plate, and then you can take the motor out with 3 bolts that I have right here. And once that is done, at least that is finished, then I'll start digging into that. Whole different story on this side. As you guys can see, you can see where they cut the plate off and they put the other one over it with rivets. So yeah, they Mickey Mouse some stuff around here. I already could tell because of this section right there, like the metal was too fresh. So they cut the whole length and put a panel over it with rivets. So yeah, this side is pretty bad. Basically did the same here, took it apart, greased it up. I can close this side now and can finally move on to what we actually were doing, which is taking this apart and taking the cylinder out. So what I was saying when I was showing the inside, what they basically did, they cut this whole section front to back and they put a plate over it. As you can see, the body line here has like a wave in it. This would be the original line, and here it goes down because they put a plate over it. You see that, how it's too square, not rounded off? So that's what they did. They put a plate over it, rivets, and then bonded this whole section, and you can tell there's something going on. So I knew it was pretty bad here, but I still wanted to look on the inside too, and they really cut the whole section here. On the other side, they just put the plate over it, did the same, but they didn't cut the whole length. Yeah, he wants to know too. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you guys, so you guys know what I wanted to say. But yeah, we got shady body work. The worst part on this car would be body work, but all the rest is okay. So yeah, let's move on. So wait, that was it? Man, I thought I was gonna have harder time to get this out. Luckily the bolts are pretty small, so I was able to get them out. You have one bolt that goes on the rack, which would be that one, and then you have these three smaller ones that hold the whole bracketry, which would be this. So now I just have to undo those, and the cylinder should be coming out. I was thinking how I was gonna do the lines, if I would put them first or mount them in there, but since it came out pretty easy, I'm gonna prepare the lines first and then install the whole setup just like I took it here apart. The only thing is, originally they have a straight right here, and with the new kit it has an elbow, so I can't put the elbow up because I'm scared that if the top goes down that it might smash on it. So I'm gonna see if it's long enough that I could like loop it down a little like that, and then just put it together with this one or something, like they go together. So yeah, I'm gonna try to figure that out. At least this one came out already, and this was the tightest one because on this side the bolts are pretty clear. So that's the top one like I was saying, and then these three. So it was pretty simple. I thought I was gonna have a harder time taking it out, so I'm pretty happy. Meanwhile, we got the dog always checking what we doing. Yeah, he always here kicking it. Hey me. Hey. Hey well. Alright, so I got this side mounted in already, as you can see. I went ahead and painted the bracket too, so it's all fresh and clean. Just having a hard time with the lines, as I was saying, with the elbow. I think I'm gonna route it this way. I didn't tighten it down yet. I can still move them so I can find the best spot, but I think it will be something like this. And then here, okay, it's like a mess now, but basically they're pretty centered. If I do them like that, the two parts will be pretty centered at the pump. So I think it will be something like that. I noticed I can access the lower one through here. So I didn't tighten them down yet, so I can move them and see what happens, because we have to keep in mind, I'm gonna try to put the light here. You have to keep in mind that the piston will be moving when the top goes down. So I want to be sure that, see, like now that line got stuck there. So that's something that I really want to watch out for, that that doesn't happen, that it can move freely and nothing gets stuck and nothing breaks down, because otherwise you have oil everywhere and then everything we did will have to be redone. So yeah, we gonna look into that at the end. I still have to tighten these down too, but I'm doing the other side now. Already got it out. I'll show you guys on the bench how it's looking. So this is how it's looking when then painted the bracket. Already got it greased up. These are the bushings that are in there. There's like a little spring washer in there too, and then here's just bolted up, and I put some grease in it as well. So this is ready to go in. Alright, so I got both sides in now. This side as well. Got it hooked up to the pump, but nothing is tightened down yet because I'm still like routing all the lines and everything. I think here, if I had to pull a zip tie there to hold the lines, but that will move pretty good. The whole problem is because we have an elbow on the upper one, so I think like this it will work. Only this upper line here will be tightened down there, so that will work, but I really want to make sure that it can move freely. So tomorrow, because it's already night, so I'm gonna stop for the day, but tomorrow I will tighten everything down and I will start putting oil in it and all that. And once everything is working good, then I can start mounting the interior and the car will be a car again. Looking back at what I recorded, I noticed that I sounded pretty stupid when I said you can access the lower fitting through here. No, you can just move the cylinder and you got all the access you need right there. So before you guys go all crazy in the comment section, yes, you can do it that way. I noticed it later on when I was checking back at the video. I was like, whoa, that sounded stupid, because I actually did it like that. So do it that way, it's easier. Day 2, we just tightened everything down and we started putting oil in it. My dad is pushing the button back and forth till all the air is out. So it started working. There you see the piston came out, and we're doing that back and forth, and I'm leveling it up here. Made a little tube and I'm filling it up like that. The pump is a little warm now from going back and forth the whole time, so we're waiting a little, but it's coming out pretty good. It's already working pretty good. So I think if we give it a couple more times, it should be good to go. No leak so far, so that's good. This ain't oil, it's paint that I used the rack for something else. So we got no leaks, which is good. Gonna let it cool down a little and we'll continue, and then the real test will be hooking it up and seeing how the top folds. Oh yeah, it's working. Dale para cerrar. Oh yeah. Y para cerrar, ¿eh? And this car coming back to life. One piece at a time. Yep. Alright, so I took the front seat out, ran the Dustbuster 3000 in here, cleaned it up. Gonna go ahead now and put the front weather strip in. Goes here, because I didn't do that yet. Meanwhile, I have the carpet on the hood here, so that it takes shape again, because it was all bended up and in the trunk of the car. I will clean this one up too as good as I can, vacuum it, and it will be good to go again. Meanwhile, also show you guys, I painted these bolts up real quick. These go on the metal strip actually that hold the weather strip at the front of the window. Just really quick as I want it to be clean. So yep, let's go. Alright, I got the last weather strip in of the top. Still has some forms in it because it came in a square box and was all bent up. But basically this is cut into shape, and the metal strip there is holding it in. So you just start on one side and always leave a little more room, because when it gets older they will crimp. So that way you're sure that it's closed. So this is done now. We can move to mount the whole interior, and then we'll have a car again. With the new weather strip I had a hard time closing the top on this section here, but it has a, you can regulate it here. So it has an adjustment. You can just turn it with a wrench. What I did, I took one of these and I turned it slightly. Watch out, don't break it. And now I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. It's still hard, but there we go. We got a tight fit. Let's see it on the outside. There you have it. That's perfect right there. Tight fit. Should be good. Alright, so I guess this will be it for the top section. Now it's completely finished. We can really move on to interior now. Alright, so I had the carpet laid out here so it can take its shape again. Got the whole interior vacuumed up. And now I'm gonna start installing the carpet, and I'll vacuum the carpet at the end once it's installed, because I'm gonna make a mess anyway. So we're gonna start mounting this interior again. Gonna start with carpet, then I'll probably do the whole back section and work my way up to the front like that. And the last pieces will be the door panels and the front seat. Bad habits. He likes this car too. So anyway, we got the top working, we got the interior in again. It looks like a car again, so I'm happy that it's coming together. I want to thank you guys for those that have been here since episode 1. This car has come a long way. We started by getting it running. We did a full engine service. We did the whole steering, the electrical from front to back, new alternator, power steering, everything we did on this car already. Did the whole brake system, the whole fuel system. All the technical stuff is actually done. What still needs to happen is all the bushings of the suspension, put new shocks on it, and change all the ball joints and all that. That's basically what is left to do. However, I gotta say that we will go separate ways, because I'm gonna tell the story. Why? Because the idea was to restore this car completely, but when I bought the 59 convertible, started having too many cars, and I was like, I accomplished my dream, so I got my dream car now, and I was like, maybe I gotta help somebody to obtain his dream. And one of my boys and club member, Claudio, which you guys have seen in the videos, have been wanting a 64 for, I don't know, since I know him, I think, because I know when I met him, I let him try my 64 once, and he was all like a little kid driving it and all happy. So I know he wanted a 64 so bad, and he was always sending me links of cars for sale, and they just didn't look good, or it was 4 doors, and I was like, man, if you really want to get a 64, try to get a 2-door or a convertible. And he was like, convertible is impossible because it's really out of my budget. So anyways, one day I woke up, I got my 59. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna tell Claudio if he will be interested in this car, because I don't want to sell it, but if he wants it, then I would sell it to him, I would say. So I hit him up and I told him, look, maybe if you're interested in the 64 convertible, maybe we can work something out that works for both, that it's in your budget, and that I'm happy with what I get for it. So anyways, he was like I said, like a little kid, all excited. The next day he was here. We ran some numbers, we talked about it. I told him what still needs to be done on the car. I told him what I would finish before he gets the car. And we even went a little extra because the audio wasn't planned, but I did it for him, and the top either. So anyway, we made a deal that works for me and works for him. So he will be picking up this project. He will be doing what's left, like suspension, the cooling system probably too, and then the most work will be the body. But anyway, I wanted him to have the car, that he can enjoy it already, and it will go up in value, so it's really a good deal for him. He's blown away that he gets a convertible. He never expected that. Like I was saying, he was looking at 4 doors, project cars and all that. I mean, this is project car too, but at least it's already in running condition. He will be converting it to automatic as well, because we already got a power glide for it. So yeah, he will definitely be doing a lot of work on it too, and it will not be far away because I will always have it nearby, and I will help him as well when he has questions or anything. So yeah, he will be picking up the car soon, and he will be picking up the project as well. And yeah, I don't know what's left to be said about it. I mean, I told him if he doesn't want it anymore, that he hits me up first, because I will get the car back. Because I don't know, there's something about this car that attracts me to it. But anyway, like I said, I want to see someone accomplish his dreams too, just like I did with my 59. What really attracted me to this car, even before buying it, just when I saw the pics in the shed, was that it has a lot of options. Like it has the bumper guards, which will be original ones. So I doubt they had repro back in the 80s or 70s. Had the power windows, of course, tachometer and all that. Really had a lot of options, and that's something that really attracted me. Of course, the antennas, we added them. It has the rear bumper guards too. And it even has a gas guard. So that's stuff that I really liked about this car. And it cleaned up pretty well. I mean, it's a nice 6.4. We even fixed the door hinge on this side. I don't know if I said that. But yeah, we can't keep them all, I guess. We'll move on to the next one. Those are all the pile of parts that I'm gonna go through now, because we already got all the bushings and ball joints and all that, and shocks and everything. So Claudio will know what to do this winter. So yep, just looking for a steering column now for the automatic, because we don't want no aftermarket stuff. We want an original one. So yeah, let's see when he comes pick it up. If he doesn't come pick it up, I'll keep it. Claudio, if you're watching this, just letting you know, because he likes it too, right? You like this cowboy? Yeah, I know you do. You can already tell that guys go like, whoa, I mean, a lot of cars have bumper guards and gas guards and power windows, blah, blah, blah. But you guys forgetting we in Europe. And in Europe, I never saw original Impalas with that many options, because there was no internet in the 70s or 80s. You couldn't just buy bumper guards and stuff like that. So it makes me wonder where they found all that stuff. Did they go to the dealership back in the day and just order it? Did they find it on a parts car? I don't know, but that's stuff that just goes around my mind that I like about these classic cars. There's always a story to be told, you know. This would be the power glide we got for it. And how crazy is that we found a power glide that is dated 64 and it is for a 6-cylinder. What is the difference? The difference is that the power glides from the 6-cylinders are air cooled and not cooled with the transmission lines going to the radiator. So that's the main difference basically on these power glides. So I'm happy that we found this one, because it will be a direct bolt-in and it will actually match the car. We're not gonna say it will be number matching, but as close as it can get, because Claudio can't drive with a manual transmission, so he really needs an automatic in there. So now we just need a steering column for it and all the brackets and all that, and then he can swap it to automatic, and it will drive smooth. I mean, these 6-cylinder engines, they're good, man. I don't know, everybody wants V8s, of course. V8 this, V8 that is always better. I mean, I had both and I like 6-cylinder too. I don't mind at all. They are cheap on gas and they drive good. They will get you anywhere. They never break down. Is that good stuff? So yeah, I think that will be it. We did 10 episodes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thank the guys that stayed till episode 10, because I think a lot of one dropped off somewhere in the middle. But yeah, this car was an adventure, and this is what I do it for. I like giving cars a new life, and I think like I really saved this one because it was in a shed, and who knows what would happen to it if I didn't buy it. So yep, that will be it. 64 rag. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I will be putting some footage when it gets loaded, and maybe I get Claudio into the camera and talking a little. He doesn't like it too much, but I'll try. If it doesn't work out, at least you guys will have the footage of the car being loaded and he taking over this project. Alright guys, it's a sunny day today. So they coming to pick the car up. I'm gonna put it outside. Let's see how she starts with a cold start. Should be okay, but it's been a while. And it does something to see this one go. Really had some good times with this one. Not really driving it, but just the process and seeing it come back to life and all that. We really saved this one. But she's gonna be in good hands. Now that it's outside, I can show the interior a little. So you can see we closed the holes in the doors with carpet that I found in the trunk. Came out pretty good. The interior is all in, cleaned up. Really came back. It's not perfect, but good enough for the girls we date, as Derek would say. Alright, there she goes. 6.4 rack. It's staying in Belgium, so that's good. Not going to the US this time. And I think it's gotta stay here because it came from Antwerp, so gotta stay in Europe. But what a sight. That will be it, guys. And I almost dropped a tear for that car. God damn. But anyways, thanks you guys for following, for being there, checking out all the episodes. If you just tuned in, check out the other episodes, how we brought this car back to life. We're gonna move on to other projects, other cars, and we'll see what happens. See you guys on the next video.